On the day after the big news on the payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels, President Trump marked the National Day of Prayer at the White House Rose Garden.
Todd, what do you expect today? Good morning.
Despite the claims of Trump's alleged infidelity, Trump's support among white evangelicals is at an all-time high. According to the Public Religion Research Institute, 75% of white evangelical Protestants support the president. That's compared to 42% among the general population. For more on this, we're joined tonight by our political panel, Reese, attorney and founder of Babes in the Workplace, and Ivan Garcia Hidalgo, who is a managing partner at the Battleground Group. Great to have both of you with us tonight. Reese, I'll start with you tonight. Is it easy to understand why the president has such a high level of support from evangelicals when clearly he's morally challenged?
Absolutely. What Donald Trump gets right time after time is that he may not know a lot of things, but he knows his numbers. And his numbers are that, for a fact, 80% of evangelicals voted for him. He knows that if he gives evangelicals what they want, they'll stand by his side no matter what, and the answer will always be, "You are forgiven, my child. Depart and sin no more."
So there's no moral barrier here that he can't get through to get their support.
Well, the thing of the matter is that, you know, Hillary Clinton was this horrible person, and they were unable to see any good in her. But when it comes to Donald Trump, you know, I kept looking for, grab him by the you-know-what, and I couldn't find it in my Bible, but apparently the evangelicals are able to find some type of, you know, good in him. They keep saying he's a really good man, and they're able to forgive him because Stormy Daniels happened a long time ago.
Are they hypocritical in this regard?
They are able to find things in Scripture that I've never seen before.
Ivan, your thoughts on this? Why?
Well, I think that's very unfair. And first of all, if we go back to the Bible, we can remember when Jesus, you know, said, if you're free of sin, cast the first stone, right? So we're all sinners, we all make mistakes. But Trump is doing things that are currently, you know, what evangelicals are looking for. They're looking for, you know, a strong economy, strong jobs. They're looking for a strong national security. They're looking for somebody to protect our homeland. And
well,
they're
that's
looking for
all
somebody
political based.
That's right. That's fine. And you know what? And that's
so for them to be strong and to move their faith forward, they've got to have politics on their side and an advocate.
I think everybody does, right? I think it's always about politics, and I think evangelicals are no different. That just happens to be a segment. But what's interesting is, you know, the way you present it is white evangelicals. We just saw something very interesting. We saw his number of approval within blacks go up double in a week because of the Kanye thing. You know, and that's a segment that, you know, is going to start changing, is going to move forward. I think the same number with Hispanics has happened. Everybody thought he was going to get, you know, 11%, and he beat Romney's number in the election. Mm-hmm. You know, all those demographics are going to change. We're not just looking at 80% evangelical whites. Those numbers are going to change, and we'll see it in November.
So is there no measurement of morality by the evangelicals in this country now?
I think what he's doing now is in line with what evangelicals are looking for. I think the Stormy Daniels situation, if it happened, was a long time ago, right?
Listen,
well, you know, we don't know. I mean, were you there? I wasn't there.
They know where their bread is buttered, and they understand that he's creating a new initiative that's going to provide them with access to funding and government funding. This is about numbers. He put up a new Supreme Court justice who's going to give them the vote that they want against abortion.
That's right.
He said in the Rose Garden, we just had the march here for the right to life.
That's right.
So he is standing in line.
And the Johnson Amendment, which is what you're talking about, is extremely important. It's extremely important.
They want, and so because
it's what everybody wants, right? Because except the left, except the liberals. Liberals don't want the Johnson Amendment, you know, repealed. Why? Because they don't want the faith-based people that are going to support right-of-center candidates to have a voice. But they want unions and anarchists and everybody else to be able to do whatever they want and say whatever they want.
Is what we say it is, then being able to provide, we have to just definitely create a center balance and say there's separation of state. There's separation of state. And right now, Trump is willing to write a check, and they're willing to stand behind him as long as he's writing that check.
That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true.
But the moral equivalence has been lost in all of this. I mean, this was not what Jerry Falwell would have done.
I agree.
there's a shift in,
I agree,
in the
but you know what?
evangelical world when it comes to politics.
But this is an interesting point that you bring up, and I think we beat that dead horse, right? Or we beat that horse to death, right?
Well, the moral majority
well,
was about the silent voices of America that
correct.
were not being politically heard.
That's right.
Okay, and so they wanted someone who was not only going to advocate for them, but to be one of them. You think Trump is a man of faith?
I think he's a great advocate. He's a strong advocate, unlike Obama. He's a very strong advocate. Now, he's not the Pope. He's not a pastor. He's not,
He's
Jerry Falwell.
Not the Pope.
Exactly, but I don't think
because the Pope
we
says
didn't
that
vote.
we have to love the
we didn't
people
vote for Trump
the
to be our
Pope says
pastor.
that we have to
we
love
didn't
the
vote
people
for Trump
that
Trump
totally disparages. He
we voted for
disparages
Trump
the
to
poor,
lead our country
and he throws
at a
those
moment
people
of crisis,
away.
at a
He
moment
calls
of
people
moral decay.
their mothers
That's what we
sons of
did.
bitches and calls them out of their name.
That's
Trump
what
has
happened.
done this,
Trump
and so
won.
what type of
Trump
Jesus
won
would
because
do
the
that?
American people wanted a strong leader, unlike Obama. When Obama was in office, he destroyed everything. You look at the Middle East, you look at the rest of the world, his foreign policy with the disaster, you look at everything that happened under his watch, his attack on faith, his attack on traditional values, everything with a disgrace. So that's just reality. Now he's not the Pope, he's not a priest. We didn't choose that. We voted for an advocate, and he is a strong advocate.
Reese, respond to
In
that.
1976, evangelicals were 73% of the country. Right now, they're at 43%. The country has simply changed and shifted.
Right.
So the person that Obama was, as far as the president, he stood up for the America that American people want right now.
That's not
so the policies that were enacted under Obama were simply what the people
Well, we'll see.
wanted.
When the black vote moves over to the Republican side, we'll see if that's real.
We'll
right?
have both of you back. Appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks so much.